We've all had that feeling before an important event, an exam, or an interview when we feel slightly nervous. Our palms start to sweat, we feel butterflies in our stomach, our muscles tense up, and our heart is pounding. And there's nothing wrong with having that feeling. We are all humans after all. However, if stress and anxiety stops you from performing at your best, well, then it's when you need to address it. So today's video is going to be about how to manage stress, anxiety, and that nervous feeling before an important event. Hi, my name is Alina and I'm a co-founder of Constant Consulting, and I specialize in communication. Some of my clients have asked me, Alina, what do I do with this nervous feeling before an interview or public speaking event? So, obviously, I did an extensive research. I based it also on my own experience. I provided solutions and we tried to see what works and what doesn't work. So today, I gathered 4 tips that I know for sure work so that you can manage your stress better. But to begin with, I would like to explain a little bit what happens to our bodies when we are stressed and anxious. When we're nervous, our bodies release stress hormones, such as cortisol, adrenaline, among many others. And those hormones change our bodies and prepare for a flight or fight mode. And in this case, we are ready to escape any dangerous or threatening situation. And some of the symptoms can be lack of oxygen, shortness of breath, trembling of your voice, increased heart rate and blood pressure, and in general, you just feel this constant fear and anxiety. Sometimes when you have too much stress, it can be quite destructive because you know that stress sometimes causes several serious illnesses. But a little bit of stress is actually quite helpful because it helps us to stay alert, motivated, and focused. It's called the good stress. So when we have this good stress in our lives, we are more productive, we perform better, and this stress heightens the abilities of our mind and body. When I have to speak in front of a big audience and I feel nervous, what I usually do is I transform that nervous feeling into a powerful energy, and I always perform so much better. So, manage the stress and have that good stress in your life. Let's start with the tips. So the first one is breathing. So remember, as I mentioned before, stress can cause lack of oxygen. So you need to manage your breathing and supply brain, lungs, and the whole body with oxygen. There are several breathing exercises that you can do. Today I'm going to share 2 of those exercises, but you can choose any other breathing exercises that can work equally well. So the first exercise is belly breathing. When we're naturally relaxed, we breathe with our stomach. So this is exactly what we're going to do. I want you to find a comfortable position where you can sit down or maybe even lay down and place your hand on your stomach, because like that you will feel the belly movements. And then I want you to inhale. And as you inhale, I want you to expand your stomach as if it's being filled up with air. And then when you exhale, I want you to flatten your stomach and use the muscles of the stomach to flatten it even further into the spine. And then again, inhale, expand the belly, exhale, flatten the tummy. Inhale and exhale. So this is the first exercise. The second exercise is very similar, but it focuses on your breath and you kind of a little bit meditate. So here I also want you to sit down, close your eyes if they are open, and take a few deep breaths. And as you do so, next time you breathe in, I want you to think that you're breathing in peace and calm. And as you breathe out, I want you to think that your stress and tension leaves the body. And next time, say it. So as you breathe in, you say, I breathe in, peace and calm. And as you breathe out, say, I breathe out, stress and tension. And do this also for several full circle of rounds. Once you are relaxed, you're ready for tip number 2, which is power poses. If you haven't watched a TED Talk with Amy Cuddy on body language, then I really suggest you to do so. Because there she talks a lot about body language and how it affects the way we feel. It is very obvious that when we're happy, we smile. But it turns out, according to her research, that also when we don't feel happy, but we make ourselves smile, we do feel happier. And she also mentions several kind of power poses that you can use. She mentions one that is called Wonder Woman, another one it's a winner's pose. So those poses also help you to feel more confident, more powerful, and more energized. So before an important event, an interview, a public speaking event, you can find a place, probably a toilet, where you can go and be by yourself and do these poses, at least for 2 minutes. And I promise you that it works, because I've tried it, my clients have tried it, and always after doing these poses, we feel more energized, more powerful, and more confident. Tip number 3, talk to yourself in the mirror and say that you can do it. Yes, I want you to talk to yourself in the mirror. And don't worry if you sound a little bit crazy. Motivating yourself is the best thing that you can do. Tell me, when your friends feel nervous and they say, you know what, I don't think I can do this, or I'm not ready, I'm just gonna quit, or I'm gonna leave, what do you usually tell them? Probably you say something like, don't be silly, of course you can do this, you've prepared for this for months, you're ready, just go and show the world who you really are. So why not say exactly the same things, but to yourself? I want you to become your own best friend and talk to yourself, motivate yourself, be kind, and remind yourself, why are you there in the first place? So why are you good for that job interview? So what motivated you to apply? What skills do you have? Remind yourself how great and smart you are, and go get that job and go and do that presentation or any other activity that you planned. And tip number 4, finally, ask yourself, what's the worst thing that can happen? We all have these learning moments in our life when we feel that things just don't go as planned, but they are worth it. Sometimes fear can be so paralyzing and it stops us from doing so many things. We are afraid of rejection, so we don't go to that interview. We're afraid to make a mistake, so we don't even try to stand in front of an audience. Or we are afraid of looking silly, so we just simply hide away. Is it really living life to the fullest? At least when I feel these butterflies in my stomach, I know I'm alive. At least when my voice is trembling, I know that I have to improve myself and do something about it. Or when my heart is pounding, I know that something great is happening in my life. So work on your fear, trust yourself, and do it anyways. Because you can do it, I know, and fear is just another obstacle in your life. So, well, I hope this video really resonated with you. Like this video, comment, share with your friends if you feel like they need to hear it. And well, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and until next time.